Pascal. Walang nangyayari dito sa munisipyo. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Always remember. Guy's got a sweet shopper here. Riding clean. Like a normal day here. Quick. Ano? Sa Balanga. Sa ilog. Wala. Just the day. Ano naman? Ano naman? Nothing. Nothing going on. Run low. ko.
Hindi kayo na ako na saan? Sa labas na yun.
Kaunti lang ang tao. Let's see. Sita natin yung Balanga. Sama maraming Balangera. Yun lang. Well, not much of an election special today. Kung hindi na malaman na may election, hindi mamalaman. Nagkulong kung walang payong. Uy, nagpirik na pirik yung araw. May anino. Itong telephone ko walang anino. Walang anino. Kasi diretso sa taas yung araw. Diretso. Walang silong sa araw. kahit kahit abake, kahit alaye. So let's see, I was going, what day was it? Election day. And then I was going to do a bike ride, right? To go see what's going on, if there's any excitement or interesting activity. So then I went on a ride and nothing was going on, just a normal day. So anyway, so then I was recording while I'm going, right? But then I rode around for a while, nothing going on, went into Balanga, downtown area, and then coming back, and then my camera ran out of tape, because my camera uses tape. And but then, so I was still riding home, but then what happened was, like usually when I ride, I have like barya, right? Change in my to give. If I see kids on the right, I see kids on the street, right? I'll give them 20 pesos, 50 pesos, something like that. So then I'm riding along and I see 3 kids sitting there nearby here, like, just down the road a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so I figure, okay, I'll go in. I'll go in and I'll give these kids some change I had in my pocket, right? They just look like the typical type of young kids, they're like, they're not like street kids, but they're not, rich or anything. They're, like kids that could use money, probably their parents don't bring in a lot of money, right? So I go in there, these 3 boys, they're like 8, 10 years old, and I go up and I say, and one of them sees me, and he gets up and they were just sitting down there like in a parking lot or something near the street, and he gets up and he sees me and he just walks, or he steps toward me, and then I say, oh, my barya para sayo, I have some change for you. But he points, he's just pointing over to the side, and he's saying, nalaglag, like something fell, you dropped something like that. And so I look over, and on the ground I see like a few 100 peso bills sitting there on the ground, and I thought, and they were like by a signpost or something, and at first I thought, like, what? They're like, that's their money there? They're collecting money and they have it there, like, and I thought, does he want me to put the money over there or something like that? Mm-hmm. And then I realized, of course, that it was my money that fell out of my pocket, right? Because I had 300 pesos in my pocket, and he's pointing, nalaglag. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shit, that's my money. Oh, okay. And so I picked it up, and there was 300 pesos. There was 3 of them. So I gave them each 100 pesos, and then the one that pointed it out, I gave him the rest of the change, barya. And sabi ko sa kanya, matapat ka. Oh, so thank you, whatever. You're very honest. You're so honest. And then that was it. I joked around with them a little bit, but then I just rode off, but I just, it just struck me that there's these little kids there. They don't have any money, right? 100 pesos or 300 pesos, that's a lot of money for those kids. But he never thought for a second, oh, because he knew I didn't see the money. That's why he got up and was pointing. He knew I didn't see it, because I'm not very, observant.
Mm-mm.
And so he could have said, oh, maybe he won't notice, and then we'll get that money, and then we'll go buy whatever, But
Oh.
not for 1 second, not for
Mm-mm.
1 second did he even think of that. So yeah, I was just, it just said a lot to me about these kids, and about how, and I think those kids really are typical of these kinds of kids, at least the kids that I run across and whatever. It just said a lot about these kids,
Mabubuting bata sila.
Yeah, sobra. Yeah, so that was it. That was the whole story. But I was so bummed out that my camera ran out of tape. I didn't get it on video. It would have been good. So we had to do this instead.